Musician Eric Clapton once stated publicly, "I can kick heroin, I can't kick cigarettes." Erlanger Hospital is helping those of you who want to kick that habit. A 4-week course, and joining us to talk more about that is Takesha Pratt. Takesha, first of all, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
We've heard a lot of people say essentially the same thing that Clapton did. Quitting smoking is one of the hardest things anybody has ever tried to do. Break it down into smaller steps for us and tell us how you get started.
Well, one of the things we do at Erlanger is we try to educate the patients, the employers that's working there, as well as people in the community to let them know that having a habit of smoking is very addictive, so it's not going to be easy. But having a plan in place kind of helps you to be prepared for quitting and have a better success rate. Right now, currently, we're offering a class every Thursday at the Chattanooga Lifestyle Center. It's from 5:30 to 6:30. And it's a 4-week course that kind of starts out by giving you instructions on how to prepare to quit.
Like what? Give us an example on that.
So some of the things that we advise you to do in the very first week is to try to set a quit date. Coming up with a quit date helps you to work towards that goal by throwing away things that remind you of smoking, like your ashtrays or lighters or cigarettes, and then putting a support team in place, whether it's mom or dad or husband, brother, someone that can kind of hold you accountable. So in the first weeks, we kind of teach you of how to get prepared and know what to expect. Some of the triggers of, increased appetite or moodness, things like that. If you are aware of what to expect, then you can kind of be prepared of how to kick those triggers.
What about avoiding the other trigger points that make you want to have a cigarette, whether it's after a big meal? A lot of people will smoke first thing in the morning with a beer or whatever in the afternoon. You have to kind of work your whole schedule around smoke avoidance, correct?
Right. So I had one person to tell me that one thing that helped them is that every time they would smoke after lunch, it was when they went out the front door of their job and everyone was out there smoking. So one of the things that she done was she started using the back door, taking a longer way around. So we kind of try to want you to point out your triggers, things that trigger you, and then start trying to prepare in regards to if you're used to having a cigarette after a big meal, cinnamon sticks, something that you can just kind of hold in your hand and walk around with, or having a piece of hard candy that you can put in your mouth. We give you a calendar that lists 31 things to do instead of smoking. So we try to encourage people to look on that calendar and see what on here I may like and what can I do to help me avoid some of my triggers.
And a lot of times that does include avoiding being around other smokers, obviously.
It does. And you don't want to kind of break away from relationships. So you kind of have to put it out there that you're not smoking so that people can respect your space. I have people that come through my class who's decided that they're going to quit, but their spouse is still smoking. And that's one of the hardest things to deal with. And I know we give advice to just ask people not to smoke around you.
All right, we only have a few seconds left, but you were telling me before we came on the air that you actually are developing a way to track the success rate of this.
Yes. So within the next month, we're going to be launching our You Can Quit app. We have an app that you can register for if you're a patient at Erlanger. Also, if you enroll in one of our classes, we'll get you signed up, and you'll get texts, alerts, emails every other day to kind of remind you of things you can do to quit, health benefits of what you can do to quit. And then also it allows us to keep track of our patients and their success rate if it helps.
And these classes are only $10 a week, and you can pay that weekly, and that's less than the cost of a couple of packs of cigarettes anyway. Plus, look at all the health benefits that you'll incur. Takesha, very nice to see you here. We hope you'll come back in future weeks. And if you want to, again, get involved in the Erlanger Smoking Cessation Program, you can find out more at erlanger.org. That is erlanger.org, or call them at 778-5465. 778-5465.